Bene, vorrei presentare il secondo spettacolo di stasera del gruppo dell'Università di Bordeaux, Choreographers of Speech, ma invece di presentarlo io, lascerò che sia Jean-Rémy Lapère a dire qualche parola di presentazione di questo spettacolo che how do you pronounce it? She, he, ecco, he, Orlando in performance.
Orlando in performance. Ciao a tutti, sì, siamo tornati, Choreographers of Speech dell'Università di Bordeaux, Francia. È un gran piacere essere qui sul palco del teatro civico stasera, un luogo magico. Prima di tutto vorrei ringraziare gli organizzatori per averci ospitato. Il nostro gruppo riunisce studenti di arti dello spettacolo, di linguistica generale e di studi inglesi, provenienti da Francia, Germania e Stati Uniti. Quest'anno presentiamo un personaggio affascinante, immaginato da Virginia Woolf. Orlando che attraversa i secoli e le epoche. Orlando che cambia sesso nel bel mezzo della storia. Una cosa. Orlando il poeta che impiega 4 secoli per completare il suo poema The Oak Tree, la quercia in italiano, e poi sceglie di restituirlo alla terra. Eppure, se Orlando è fluido nella sua identità di genere, rimane stabile nella sua interiorità. Questa è una delle grandi lezioni di questo magnifico testo che abbiamo ridotto all'essenziale. Vi auguro un ottimo spettacolo.
Non aggiungo altro, buona visione.
Life is a dream.
England, 1588.
Can you see him? The boy with dark hair sitting by the oak tree writing poetry?
The oak tree.
His poem will have to wait. For Queen Elizabeth has come to visit his father's estate.
There, with chariot horses and plumes, and troops of serving men, bending, kneeling, and guarding.
Here comes my innocent. You be my treasurer and steward. The old woman loves Orlando. She gives him land, titles, and houses. He's to be the son of her old age, maybe more. But Orlando's tastes are broad.
London, 1608.
Who is she?
Princess Natasha, from Russia.
Sasha, who only speaks Russian and French.
Madame, vous êtes...
Emmenez-moi s'il vous plaît.
Their intimacy grows. Orlando knows for the first time the delights of love. The change in him is quite extraordinary.
But sometimes things go dark inside him, for his mind works in violent seesaws, from happiness to melancholy.
All ends in death.
Yet Sasha pulls him to his feet again.
Why is Sasha all alone in England? Is she hiding anything from me?
Orlando, my love! Let us leave this country. Let us fly away, far from the men's palaces and the riffraff of the London streets. She says she must get ready. They have a signal for their flight. When the moment comes at night, they will call Jour de ma vie.
It is now dark and the rain falls heavily. But where is Sasha?
Jour de ma vie? Jour de ma vie? You faithless devil adulteress!
Orlando, a young northern man of 30, is river done with life and the world, done with love and ambition.
Time passes.
Moons rise, sun sets, things bloom and fade, but remain much as they are.
And there goes Orlando, wandering alone in deserts of vast eternity.
Where is she? Why did she leave me? Was she forced? Is she dead? Jour de ma vie. What is love? What is friendship?
Life is not worth living anymore.
We that dance and sing above must lie below. Nothing remains.
Orlando has asked King Charles to send him to Constantinople.
Every day, he goes to ceremonies, exchanges bows and curtsies. Lord Orlando, as he's now called, has beauty and birth and a million candles burning in him, as Sasha used to say.
Many women and some men adore him.
Orlando's merits have won him the title of Duke. But she has made no friends.
Yet, someone caught sight of him, alone in his room, passionately embracing some gypsy woman.
Deed of marriage! Signed and witnessed by His Lordship Orlando and Rosina Nolita, a dancer, father unknown.
should we end this story here? Lord Orlando died in his sleep and was buried. Finis.
Or should we tell the truth? The truth and nothing but the truth.
I am the guardian of purity. I cover vice and poverty. Speak not, reveal not, spare, oh spare.
I am the guardian of chastity. My touch freezes and my glance turns to stone. Spare, oh spare.
I am what men call modesty. I do not show, I do not see. Spare, oh spare.
And this girl! Men want you no longer, and women detest you.
Come, sisters, come.
This is no place for us.
The truth.
Orlando has become a woman. There is no denying it. Orlando shows no surprise. The change was painless and has done nothing whatever to her identity.
I shall return to England this day.
The fact is, she is now a young Englishwoman of rank, traveling alone on board a merchant ship.
She realizes the penalties and the privileges of a new position.
She remembers how, as a young man, she had insisted that women have to be obedient, chaste, and scented.
Lady Orlando will be denied the weapons of reading, teaching, and instruction, lest she laugh at the stupidity of men.
Heavens! What fools we are! What fools they make of us!
Orlando seems to vacillate.
She is a man. She is a woman. This is bewildering. She knows the weaknesses and shares the secrets of both sexes.
Yet, the obscurity that divides men from women has been removed.
There is lightness and beauty in this discovery. She feels like a feather blown on the gale.
There, the cliffs of England. Man.
London's urban glories rise to view, and Orlando, the returning traveler, is absorbed in absolute wonder.
The city has changed, beyond description.
But suits and litigations have been brought up against Orlando during her absence.
the following charges have been brought against you: that you are dead and cannot hold any property whatsoever, that you are a woman, which amounts to much the same thing, that you are an English duke, married to Rosina Lolita, a dancer, by whom you had 3 sons, who now claim the entirety of your estate as their sole property, since their father is dead.
Alive or dead, lord or lady, duke or non-entity, Orlando must retire to her country seat, pending the legal judgment.
The servants all come to greet her.
Lady Lord! Lady Lord! No one shows any suspicion that Orlando is not Orlando. Whether master or mistress of the house, Orlando has always been and will forever remain a poet.
I am losing my illusions, perhaps to acquire new ones. From this moment, I will write what I enjoy writing, and I will start afresh. The oak tree. I want life, and I need a lover.
Orlando has been launched upon the waters of London society. The greatest ladies in the lands desire the honor of acquaintance.
Orlando has admirers and lovers in plenty.
Is it what people call life? Where's the real happiness? Where's the real wit? Where's the true profundity?
She enjoys the love of both sexes equally. In the daytime, she will act like a lady, but when night comes, she likes to become a nobleman.
Life and a lover.
The darkness is complete. All is doubt, all is confusion. The 18th century is over, the 19th century has just begun.
The lawsuit has settled at last. Turkish marriage annulled, children pronounced illegitimate, titles, house, estate restored. My sex is pronounced indisputably female. Orlando has carried around the manuscript of a poem for so many years.
She turns back to the first page and reads the date written in her own boyish hand.
1586, and nothing has changed. Queen Elizabeth and Queen Anne are gone, and Queen Victoria is sitting on the throne, and that makes no difference whatsoever.
Now that Orlando has crowned a woman a year or 2 past 30, she is supposed to be settled in life.
She is single, she is alone, she is mateless. Should she yield to the spirit of the age, give up her lovers, and take her husband?
Life, a husband. One must lean on someone. But whom can I lean upon? I found my mate. It is a mole. I'm nature's bride. Here will I lie. I've sought happiness for many ages, and I've found it. I have sought love, and unknown it. But to lie at peace here, with only the sky above me.
Madame, you hurt.
I'm dead, sir.
My name is Marmaduke.
Mine is Orlando. Marmaduke, you're a woman.
You're a man, Orlando.
sailor. His ship is bound for Cape Horn.
They barely know each other, yet understand each other so well.
And then, on the 10th day, they rise and run to the chapel.
Nothing changes. And then, in the space of 3 seconds, everything changes.
I am about to understand.
I can begin to live again.
What then?
Who then?
The oak tree.
Trees. I love trees,
And barns and sheepdogs.
but do I love people?
I will simply write.
And right.
About the spirit of the age?
No, about life. What life is, alas, we don't know.
Done.
At last.
All the time she has been writing her poem, the world has continued.
It is now the year 1928.
Who am I?
The boy who knelt before the queen.
The young man who fell in love with Sasha.
The ambassador, the traveler,
The fine lady, the hermit,
The woman of 36 driving a car and walking the streets of London?
The girl who wants to die and the girl in love with life? What then? Who then?
Which self?
The single self? The conscious self?
The real self, the true self.
Who am I?
Orlando is back in the home of her ancestors. The house is no longer hers entirely. It belongs to time and history.
she knows where the heart of the house still beats.
Orlando goes down the hall and out into the park. She reaches the oak tree. The time has come for her to bury her poem, which she started in the year 1586.
I can begin to live again.
I'm about to understand. This is a return to the land of what the land has given me.
Bene, due parole con Jean-Rémy, a couple of questions, and first of all, I would like to thank Jean-Rémy and his group for coming here yet again, year after year, and I think that the kind of relationship that has formed between Gruppo Vercelli and Bordeaux feels more like a friendship and an alliance in a way, and I think that's very important because we need friends, we need companions, and on this topic I would like to ask what kind of companionship you found in Virginia Woolf's writing over the years, because you've been so faithful to her novelistic writing, and put it on stage is quite a challenge.
It's almost like an obsession. Yes, what you were saying about our friendship. It's true that to us, Vercelli and UPO feel honestly like a second home. And we come here every year, and we came here last year where the times were very, very difficult, and we were the only foreign visitors, and so we were always happy to be here. Yes, it's probably this is the last in a very long Virginia Woolf cycle. It's probably my own, inspiration. The work I'm a linguist. I was trained as a linguist and a gesture specialist, and we work on this notion of intersemiotic translation, which is a very simple concept, which is basically Woolf's novels in particular, they're meant to be read silently, and you're alone, sitting somewhere, you read the novel, and that's your own personal experience. And then you change semiotic systems, and you turn that novel into a performance, a bodily performance with movement, dance, words, anything. And that is intersemiotic translation. And as you do this, you have to ask yourself all sorts of questions about the characters, about the story. Now, Woolf's style, I think, lends itself to, is very poetic and is full of perceptions and sensations. So what I usually do first is compress, essentialize the text. So we keep the style, but reduce it to something which is faithful to the story and the spirit of the story. And then the students take over. In particular, the drama students, they are the ones who staged this. I didn't do anything. I worked on the script, but I did not work on, everything you saw was their own creation. So I'm very proud of the work they've done. And thank you very much. So, if we come back, I suppose we've done, To the Lighthouse, Mrs. Dalloway, The Waves, Jacob's Room, Orlando. The challenge with Orlando, of course, was the sex change, and I was impressed with, I don't know if you liked the device, I thought it was very, very simple and powerful, and with this unity, which is the poem. There are two things that keep Orlando going, in fact, his or her home, because the home is silent, but the home is a witness to everything that happens. And the second thing is the poetry, which they showed with this poem that goes on forever. And I really liked the way they, swapped shirts, but also the little poetry book. And because I felt, how can you perform a sex change, on stage without looking, I don't know, whatever. Ridiculous. So I think they did a good job.
Yes, because what matters is not the surgical change, it's just the...
And identity. What is very moving about the novel is, and we feel this together, we're roughly the same age, is that, I'm 63, and sometimes I ask myself, who am I? Am I still, the questions they ask, am I the same, the child? Is the child in me, is it still the same person? And the answer is both yes and no, and we all feel this about our own past. And Orlando feels this about her past, because the man, the woman, they are different, and there are different social expectations which are mentioned in the script and which you heard, but at the same time, it's still the same person, deep at heart, still the same poet. So you have this change, which is radical, yet at the same time, you have this feeling of continuity and oneness of being, which I think is very beautiful and very moving about the novel. And I got the impression that this showed on the stage.
Yeah, it felt very organic.
So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.